Hey everyone, welcome to the Men of Doozy podcast.
Crocodile!
A crocodile.
Never.
Hold on. If a crocodile looked me in the eyes and went, crocodile, I would shit, run away, and never tell anyone.
You know what? You know that animals aren't Pokemon.
I don't know that. I don't know
Right?
that.
They don't.
Crocodile!
Turtle. Turtle.
Hippopotamus.
Yeah. As a pet.
Crocodiles aren't Pokemon.
Well, tell that to Pokemon. Let's get this fucking.
Hey everyone, welcome to Men of Doozy podcast.
You're probably thinking, why the word doozy? What the hell does that mean?
Well, the word doozy means something that's extraordinary or outstanding of its kind.
And we are not that, but we're so fucking close. I get
We're trying.
fucking
We're on the cusp.
tasted.
So this is the podcast where we give you all the tools you need to become successful in life.
And the best part is we're going to learn how to be successful ourselves while we teach you how to be successful yourself.
I'm Alex Crocodile Staub.
And I'm Matthew Meow McLachlan.
And I'm Andrew Goebel.
What animal was that?
That sounded more like an ape than like it wasn't a wolf in either. Do it again. Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, there was a hoo-hoo. Yeah.
I'm a very buff owl is what I am.
Which, to be fair, is a Pokemon. Is a buff owl. Yeah.
Buff Howl.
Buff owl.
Hey, what are we doing today, Alex?
Today we're going to learn how to own a pet.
Which I don't think you can own an owl or a crocodile.
Well,
Well,
I know a guy.
Yeah.
Look, today's episode is also sponsored by Botticelli Foods. Oh my God! Use the promo code Doozy at checkout, 10% off right there. Boom.
Boom,
Also,
boom, boom,
shout
boom.
out to our editor Jose and our sound guy Kian for elevating this podcast. We couldn't do it without you.
Give us one word right now.
We love it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
My God!
He gets
Did you hear
3 more words.
Did you hear?
Such a way with
Did you hear how
words.
crisp that thanks sounded? So balanced, so good. Wow.
Hey, do we?
That's his Pokemon.
That's his Pokemon. Thanks, saying thanks. He's a thanks.
He's a thanks.
Yeah, good.
He's a thanks. Yeah. Well, let me ask: do either of you own pets?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I love my cat so much.
Yeah.
His name is Gigi. He's a black cat named after the black cat from Kiki's Delivery Service. He's the best.
He's
Yeah.
the best, and I mean this as a compliment. He is the best dumb boy, and I love him so much. He's like,
Takes after his dad.
the best dumb boy. Yeah, wherever his dad is.
I'm his dad.
That's it.
So just Gigi. How about you?
I have a cat named Orange Juice.
Okay, so
OJ.
OJ.
Okay.
And
OJ all day.
we are soulmates, 100%.
Incredible.
Soulmates,
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
We were best friends. Yeah.
And how about you?
So my roommate has a beagle. So I am a dog uncle. I'm a dunkle.
You're a
So-
dunkle.
Dunkle. Okay,
I'm a
great.
dunkle. And she loves me. She will come out of the whole house. She'll come to be in my room and just lie under my desk and just.
Which is funny. I would do the same thing when Matt and I lived together. We'd be sleeping right under that desk.
And I just see eyes peeking out, and I'm like, good boy. I did listen. This
I was the good boy.
This is gonna be sad for a second. But during the pandemic,
Yeah.
partner and I at the time did get a cat, and I didn't know. I love cats. I love when cats choose me. I became.
So you're a firm believer in the cat distribution system.
I became the cat dad. I was like worried about her teeth. I was like checking. I was like, I loved this cat.
Yeah.
She got
Yeah, but
the cat in the divorce.
Then you ruined your relationship, and so the cat's gone.
The cat's gone.
That's crazy.
The cat's gone.
That's crazy.
The cat was great.
Maybe just be better to your partners. Is
Yeah.
what, you know.
It's
Well-
it's it's hard to like take the depression seriously with your sparkly cat ears.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
It's a hard.
I was
sell.
hard. I was trying to do a hard dive and to make this as not funny as possible today. So let's see what I can do.
That's
Okay.
That's good. Does Gigi have an origin story or?
So he does.
Okay.
It's my fiance's cat, actually. So in Philadelphia, my fiance was working at a theater, and someone else actually found Gigi outside, just in a bush, just around the theater. Took Gigi home and was like, I can't do this. Does anyone want this cat? Or I'm going to drop it off to an adoption center. And Erica was living alone at the time. She said, sure. So I met Gigi when Erica and I started dating. Love this cat. We went to the shore together. So we brought this cat, and he fucking hated me. All he did was hiss at me. It was absolutely wild. It was no animal has ever hated me this much. I think it's because I am a foot taller than every member of Erica's family. He assumed I was a monster.
I would say
you
probably
think
more.
Probably
than that.
more. It's crazy.
She
So
is
Do you think
small.
maybe it was just you?
it could have been that he picked up on my dick energy and
Right.
just
I think
Energy.
it was just the
Dick energy.
Right.
energy. But the origin story was that's what happened. And then Gigi now is he's lived in tri-states, lived in Philly, lived in Jersey, lived in New York now, and
It's funny. He loves his dad.
he does now. Yeah, he sits on my lap. It's
I've watched.
You won him over.
I've watched this cat walk over to Andrew in his very comfortable chair and lean up and put his paws up with like the kind of the claws and stare at him. And Andrew goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he stands up, and the cat's like, "Thanks," and takes the chair and just lies down. And Andrew goes sits in like a metal foldable chair.
I'll sit somewhere else. That's
He
Gigi's
loves
chair.
this cat so much.
Okay. Yeah, the cat.
I love
The
my
cat
cat.
likes you because you serve it now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're
the
the-
Egyptians got it
You
right.
are-
Okay, I'm
wow.
not like.
Wait a
that's-
second. You're the pet,
Yeah.
You're the pet.
and a good pet you are.
That's right.
How about you?
That's not the first time I've heard that.
OJ origin story.
The OJ origin story, okay? I'm in college, all right?
Okay.
Down in Orlando, Florida.
What? I didn't know this.
Yeah, I'm down.
Bunch of Florida boys on this podcast.
Down in
except
Orlando,
me.
Florida in college. And I'm at this house party. And I go outside, and I'm like on the phone or something. I think I was trying to call you at the time. And I'm out there.
For the
and
record, we did not know each
all
other.
of a sudden,
Did not know each other.
and I'm out there on the phone, and this is, out of my character, but I was a little tipsy.
What?
Right? little buzzed. I was a little.
Alex
I was a
has
little,
told me he's straight edge
It was
for this
an all.
entire
It was an
podcast.
all inclusive. And all of a sudden, I hear like this squeaking noise from the bush, right? And
Bush cats.
a little,
Lot of
little-
bush
little
cats.
squeaking noise from
where you find 'em.
cats are born from bushes. 100%.
I believe that.
And
I believe that 100%.
Google it. And this
Do your research.
This little orange creamsicle comes out of the bush, and he starts squeaking at me. And he comes over to my foot, and he kind of lays on top of my foot while he's meowing. And I was like, and at first I'm like, all right, get this little diseased fucking bush thing away from me. And because I grew up with big dogs, Mastiffs, German Shepherds, I was never a cat person. And I was like, okay, you gotta get this thing away from me. And he kept following me around, meowing.
I imagine you like at the party, like talking to people,
Yeah.
and the cat's like,
Yeah. And I was just, and I get off my phone call, and I'm looking at the cat, and I just start playing with the cat. And I was like, you know what? Here's the idea. I'm going to bring the cat to the party, okay? Bring the cat to the party.
Yep.
We go upstairs, and we wash the cat in the sink, and I, clean him up a little bit. And I'm walking around the party with the cat.
dude, you stood no chance, man.
Walking around the party with the cat, and the cat loved me, and it was a whole thing. I was like, I found it in the bush, but we washed it. It's okay, whatever. And I would give the
Having
cat,
to clarify
and if someone
with
was
the
like,
party
if someone
that
was
we're
like,
good.
"Can I have the cat?" I'm like, "Sure," and I would give the cat away, and whoever I gave OJ to, they like he would not want to be with them, and he would try to find his way back to me during the party every single time. It was crazy.
That's adorable.
He would not let people hold him, and then when I held him, he would like fall asleep in my hand. He was so quiet. He was so little. It was like it was a thing. So at the end of the party, I was like, oh shit, I can't just throw it back in the bush, right?
Nope, that's your cat.
I was like, shit. But I was also about to graduate and go to New York, and I'm like, I'm not taking a cat to New York. I don't know. Like, I'm starting a new journey by myself. I also have to take care of this cat. I'm not going to do it, whatever.
Barely take care of myself.
Right, I got to take care of myself first, and that's a big responsibility. Too much. And so I bring him home to my place, and I was like, I'm going to give him to like a shelter or something the next day or whatever. And we had... we just became soulmates. He ate all my food in my fridge, and he fell asleep on my chest that night and just was like snoring. And I was like, "Oh my god, he's the best!" And we became best friends.
Your origin story sounds like
you met you.
It does sound like I met you. It does sound like a teen movie where like I'm gonna use this thing to be cool, and then you're like.
Yeah.
Oh, I fell in love with it along the way. All OJ needed to do was take its hair out of a ponytail and take off its glasses, and he was beautiful.
It's crazy because he had a ponytail.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him. I've seen him. He looks great in a red dress coming down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks really
exactly.
Yeah.
And I gave him to the shelter, and they were like, all right. I was like, they're like, well, yeah, we'll give him shots and whatever, and we'll do, we'll make sure he's good to go and whatever. I'm like, okay, great. And then a couple of days later, the shelter calls me and he's like, are you gonna pick up your cat? And I was like, this is not my cat. And she was like, I have worked with so many animals, and when I tell you that this cat has the best personality I've ever fucking met in my life, like. This is definitely your cat. You found him. Like we just.
It's yours now.
It's yours. And I was like, okay. And so I went and picked him up, and he was so excited to see me. And I was finishing classes, and
an excited cat is.
He was so excited.
It's the best.
God,
it was crazy.
It's an ingredient for a witch's potion that you just will never be able to finish
the whole
because
thing.
it doesn't happen.
And I would go to
cat.
class, and I'd come back to my apartment, and I'd be like, OJ, and he would like pop out from behind the couch and be like, what's up, motherfucker? And I was like, oh shit. And we had the best time. And
that's lovely.
Right before I went to New York, I was like, I can't, I don't know. I got to give him away. I don't know. And I remember I gave him away to a friend of mine who was married and had a bunch of cats. And he was like, yeah, we'll take him. I'm like, okay, nice. And that night, when I was in my apartment by myself, I was like, I felt like something was missing, dude. I felt like
it was an OJ-sized piece.
I was like, fuck.
And he's a kitten at this point.
He was a kitten. The shelter said that he was, when I found him, he was 2 to 3 weeks old. So he was.
Oh my God! You have imprinted on this animal so much.
Yeah, he was nothing. He popped out and
while
went
simultaneously
right to me.
Imprinting on you.
Right. He imprinted on me. And I remember being in my apartment and I was like,
Well, you clearly don't love him because you haven't spent 17 minutes on his origin story.
And
so
I fucking hate him. And I went back to my buddy and I was like, give me the cat back. And he's like, yeah, I figured. And he was like, and he popped out again. He was like, what's up? Like, I thought it was at daycare or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what up?
Yeah, cat care.
And I was like, this is it. And we went to New York together and we took on New York together. And when I didn't know anybody up here, starting my career off, and it was the greatest best friend I've ever had in my life.
That is so great.
That's great.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love a good, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had that.
Yeah.
What's up with your animal that's gone?
Yeah. Her name was Linda.
There you
and
go.
she was so lovely. She was
Linda.
She was a white, long-haired lady with a little bit of orange, bright gold eyes.
What animal was this?
This is a cat. This is the one I had with the partner, and I just love. It was like, it was the girlfriend's cat because it was during the pandemic, and I'm like, I want you to have this cat because you're walking about and there was no vaccinations or whatever. I'm like, let's just have a reason to stay home. And this cat loved her, and eventually was like, I like your big beefy python legs. They're warm. I'm going to lay on them always. So whenever I put my legs up on the couch, she would speed run to wherever I was and just be like mom would be holding her and then she'd see my legs. She's like, fuck you. And just like run to legs. And all the pictures I have are just her this long somehow across my legs.
Yeah.
I loved this cat so much. I still
We
do.
also just discovered that Matt identifies his legs as animals.
I heard that.
Beefy
I heard
python.
that. Beefy python.
I own 2 pythons, and they're my legs.
Your
Should I
legs.
reveal that I haven't changed out of the shorts from the previous episode and
That's
show
fine.
them?
We can probably see it from under the table. That's okay.
Oh,
Jose, zoom in.
no.
Oh my Jesus Christ!
Jesus.
Watch out, they bite.
You got a permit for those things, huh?
Relax. Yeah, so
Is that the pet we're talking about right now? This
Yeah.
episode, how to own your legs.
I actually think what we're talking about is how to be cat dads. I think that's
That's true. We all do.
Yeah,
just
we're
have
cat
cats.
days. I also
How to
had,
own a cat, I
you know,
think is
but
what
I also
this...
had English Mastiffs growing up that I was very close with. German Shepherds that got hit
Now,
by
my
my
parents didn't trust me with
Yeah.
shit except fish, and I did. I killed them all.
Okay.
They're all gone.
Rapid fire, what's the weirdest pet you've ever owned? Or strange? Just a fish?
Just a fish, yeah. Weirdest? Absolutely. Oh, there was a cat in college that is definitely somewhere. I could not even tell you the name of this cat, but it was in our house for 2 years. Yeah, there was a cat.
I also just remember this. Besides OJ in college, I was at the beach, and on my way home from the beach, there was this guy selling turtles, okay? Yeah. And I bought 3 small turtles, okay? And I raised them for like a year, and then before I went to New York, I let them go in the pond, right? It was, one of them was Drax the Destroyer, the other one's name was Stretch, and the other one was Tiny, right? And this Tiny got eaten by a fish as soon as I put him in the pond. I think Stretch died. Drax fucking is the size of the pond now, 100%. That guy was a brute. But
Okay.
All right, weirdest pet for you?
I used to put balloons around them and let
You used
them...
to poop balloons?
I used to tie balloons around Drax, and when he would go around the apartment, I knew where he was, so he wouldn't...
Oh, like with a strap. I thought you meant just like the balloon. You're like... Just like tying
No,
the
with the
rubber.
little string, and
Okay.
I'd watch the balloon go across my living room. Dude,
Very
college
slow.
was a crazy time
Yeah,
for
I'm
me.
getting
It sounds
that. I'm
like
getting
it.
that. I'm getting that.
Yeah. But the whole time, I was the pet.
What about you? What about weird animals for you?
My
Still
bro-
recording.
My
Yeah.
my brother owned a hairless rat. His name was Tyrion, and he was a joy. End of that conversation.
Yeah, that
Heroin?
No, Tyrion, you absolute goon.
It's a Chronicles of Narnia reference.
Ooh.
Let's get into these goddamn tips, shall we?
Let's get into these goddamn tips, shall
These
we?
gosh darn top 7 tips how to own a pet.
For those of you that don't have a pet or have always wanted a pet,
We're here
Grow
or
up.
have a pet,
Yeah, first of all, we're
or
here to
Get a
help
cat,
you.
you idiot.
Figure it out.
These tips are for you, the top 7 tips on how to own a pet.
Let's go.
Number 7, commit to the responsibility. Pet ownership is a long-term commitment. Dogs and cats have an average lifespan of 10 to 15 years. Would you be able to commit to them for such a long time? Dogs and cats require a lot of attention. If you feel that you can't devote your time for a pet, getting one is not a wise choice for you. Or perhaps you can choose getting a pet like a fish, as they are less time demanding.
But a fish are still responsibility. You have to fucking feed the
You
fish.
do gotta feed them.
and
You gotta feed them.
whatever.
Gotta clean their tank.
Look,
Ew.
Pets are, so my girlfriend is like, I want a dog. I want 3 cats. I want 16 dogs. I want to adopt all the thing. And I'm like, okay. She's like, I want a llama. I want chickens.
Yeah,
I want
we live in a
and I'm like,
box.
who's going to take care of them? And she's like, me. And I'm like, that's
No.
not true at all. That's not true at all. I'm going to end up taking care of all the animals.
Can I ask an honest
It's
question?
Yeah.
Who would you say between you and her takes care of her?
What?
When it comes to the two of you, who do you think takes care of her? Do you feel like you take care of her, or
She
does...
takes care of me.
Okay,
I'm the
But
pet.
you take care of OJ.
but you take care of the
I
pets.
take care of OJ. Yeah, OJ is almost 10 years old. I've taken care of OJ forever.
Oh, so OJ's near the end.
No, OJ. Cats live to be like 18.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's a healthy boy.
He's a healthy boy. I take him to the
according to
doctor
this tip,
every
it
year.
says lifespan of 10 to 15 years.
I take him to the doctor every year, and
Almost the end.
the doctor's like, he looks good to me.
We're entering probably the final act. Let's just say.
Yeah,
that.
honestly, yeah. This is,
Of what? The cat or the girlfriend?
tip number 6. Prepare for the financial reality. Know your financial condition. Owning a pet can cost you a lot. Food, grooming, toys, veterinary care, and treatment are the expenses you can't avoid if you own a dog or a cat. Owning a fish is less costly compared to other pets. So,
Now, I just want to bring up that you've said you've killed every fish you've owned. Can you elaborate on that?
I said less costly, not no cost, and my cost was their lives. So
Oh, which
How did you-
wasn't valuable to you?
Did you strangle them with your hands?
no,
or
no,
what
no,
did
no. So
Just
Stay
shut
still.
up.
Just stay still.
Shut up. Just
so
shut up.
The first time,
saying?
the first,
Fish. Go.
Fish.
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 the
Fish.
first time, I didn't realize
Shut up.
that you had to clean the fish tank, so they just died in their own shit. The second time after I had bought a cleaning thing for it, one of the fish was just sick. If you don't know this,
Tuberculosis.
yeah, they had TB.
Right.
No. If you buy like regular goldfish, their lifespan, like the ones from like carnivals, are legitimately like 2 months maybe. They're done. So I bought one of those, but I also bought
From a carnival?
I won it at a carnival event, yes. And then I also had bought
Hard flex, but okay.
Dude, I'm good at games. So I'll
take the goldfish.
the second one I had bought from like a pet store, and the goldfish died in the tank. So I removed it, and I thought the other one had died too, because it was also like, it was weirdly like mimicking its friend. And I fished them both out, and I brought them to the toilet like you do, and I put them in the toilet. The first one went down fine. The second one, as my hand pushed down the flush,
He said that was a nice nap.
I watched the fish come alive. I'm like, oh, what's up? Gone into a vortex of, I assume, just
so
he's dead. He's
all
gone.
pets that you've had either hate you or commit suicide or have been murdered.
No. I had 2 cats I've had in my life have been totally fine. Fish, I cannot stress enough. I
Keep away
cannot
from
be
him.
trusted.
Keep away.
But that wasn't the fish's fault. He was taking a nap.
Well,
And you flushed him.
He was playing
playing possum.
possum with his
Maybe you should
buddy.
have played fish and swam.
Possum. Possum.
Fish.
Fish.
Yeah.
Fish.
Yeah.
To be fair, financially, like there are some like pet. I hear people like, yeah, we took Scrappy to the vet and he had like a hangnail and it cost $7,000. We had to put him down. You're just like, it is so expensive sometimes to own a pet that it's like you have to be prepared to be like, they got a kidney stone. We have to take out a loan.
Yeah.
We're mortgaging our home.
Like that happens.
It's true. Animals are expensive things.
Yeah. I had a dog once and he looked like he was dead, but he was taking a nap and I
Flush him down the toilet. Yeah.
Dog.
It was a German Shepherd and the toilet fit.
God, what a big turlet.
Yeah, what a big turlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 5, everybody. Examine your life. Rethink your life. If you are working long hours and have a busy social life and you travel a lot or go on cruises, think twice before you are getting a pet like a dog and a cat. Like Matt mentioned before, dogs and cats require attention. They need you to play. You mentioned that? They need you to play and interact with them constantly. Solitude can lead to serious behavioral problems. And Andrew, make sure your pet can accommodate to your lifestyle. It says that-
Andrew, you
Andrew.
fucking idiot.
Wait.
It says Andrew right
Yeah,
there.
what do you mean?
Solitude can lead to behavioral problems, Andrew.
Solitude can lead to behavioral problems, Andrew.
We're talking about pets. I'm not a pet. I am
Andrew!
You're a murderer.
I'm not a
You're a
murderer.
killer.
I just can't take care of stupid fish.
Killer.
What kind of fish would you like to own?
I had a Japanese fighting fish.
Did you really?
Yeah, and it destroyed the other Japanese fighting fish that I bought at Petco one day.
Hell
and I
yeah.
put them both in there, and they were both
You
like,
would.
fuck yeah, and they
Mortal Kombat!
they fucking attacked each other, and then it was just blood, and I was like, oh, nice. And I flushed them both down the toilet.
Cage,
Yeah.
fish, other fish.
Literally. They were like, don't put that
Sonya
fish with
Blade.
other fish. It's got to live by itself. I was like, okay, I'll take 2.
Mortal Kombat!
You know,
How do they breed if you can't keep them together? How do
I
you do
like
that?
whenever we scream into the mic, Kian kind of winces a little bit. I
I think
like
he's
that.
laughing.
I like
think
that.
that's a good. Can you get one word to describe how you feel about me yelling right now? Go ahead.
Thanks.
He said the word indifferent. He
What'd he
meant
say?
hate. He
Hate?
said indifferent. He meant
Indifferent.
hate. Yeah, for sure.
Tip number 4.
Poetry.
Do your research. Do research beforehand on the pet you wish to get. Pet care, for instance, requires a great deal of knowledge. Grooming, nutrition tips, and safety are stuffs you need to know before you get a pet, dog, or cat. Just Google it. You may find tons of information through internet. If you think information from internet are not reliable, you can always refer to the vet in your community.
I do realize
Yeah.
that we're doing a show where we're giving you the tips, and we just told you to Google
Yeah.
what to do.
Here are the tips.
Google
Go find
it.
it out
Yeah, go
yourself.
Google it.
Idiot.
You have to
dumb
do your
idiot.
research because and the internet you can't really trust sometimes. One time I ordered a Japanese fighting fish and I got a Chinese fighting dish.
Yeah, you got to make sure
A
that
Chinese chafing dish, you mean?
I don't think that was Google. I think that was your autocorrect.
I think I typed in that and that's what I wanted.
Which is funny because I've bought a Chinese douching dish and got a Japanese fighting fish, which
Right.
is not what I wanted.
Yeah. And what have you bought before?
None of those things. I haven't bought anything.
Really? You just
Yeah.
you just
Well,
win shit
well-
at carnivals?
Well, no. Mainly because the past tense of to buy something is I bought it. Yeah. So that's the word.
So I don't know if anyone's bought in anything.
I don't think anybody's bought in anything. So I just want to lay that on the line.
Purchase?
Purchased could have also worked.
Acquired?
I'm sorry for him. He.
God. All this talk about murder and purchasing is making me hungry.
Boy, am I hungry.
Let's take a little break.
Let's do it. Let's
Let's
take a
take a little
break.
break.
Let's
We'll
take-
see you after the break. Hey everyone, are you tired of buying expensive, low-quality foods? Fuck, I know I am, and that's why it's time to discover the authentic taste of Italy with Botticelli Foods.
They are a family-owned brand that delivers a farm-to-table products straight to your dinner table. Experience the rich flavors of their Italian cuisine, which has been passed down from generation to generation.
If you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use the promo code Doozy at checkout, you
Go.
you can
Keep going. Push.
you can get 10% off all Botticelli food products. That's DOZI
Okay.
at checkout.
That was the best impression of a Japanese fighting fish.
I have a degree in musical theater.
Oh, look, I'm talking about every kind of sauce you can think of. Olive oils, balsamics, fish food, many, many more flavorful products that you have to purchase, right?
Yes.
Right.
You have more things to purchase for your
Right.
fish.
And once you've bought in the Botticelli foods, just remember they're extraordinary and outstanding, just like the Men of Doozy.
Buy Botticelli's now.
I love that. And now we go to our favorite segment during the break, which is checking in with Jose. Jose, have you ever owned a pet? Do you have a pet? Have you stolen, murdered, purchased?
What's going on?
You know, tell me about your pet life. And how's this episode going so far?
Yeah, what's the deal?
Hey guys, this is Bella. Look at her, she's a good girl. And this is our new dog. Doesn't have a name yet. We're thinking Loca, because she's a little Mexican girl. or pickle, because she ate a pickle once, and it was pretty cute. But she's tired. She's about to go to sleep. But yeah, got 2 dogs. You wanna play? Oh nope, she wants to bite. Episode's going great, guys. Keep up the work.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Oh, I never knew.
He knows the market. He knows what's going on.
the fish market.
And listen, we got 2 more. So, Ken, what's one?
We do.
Word
We
got
have
one word right now. We'll come back from.
We do. We have another special segment here. We're checking in with Kian as well. Kian, our new sound guy. We love you so much. We do. Kian, how is this episode going for you? And have you ever owned a pet?
Give us one word.
You can't.
Good, great. Appreciate it.
I think the episode.
Wow, we're breaking rules.
I mean, these are rules that you just.
I know. What? Go ahead, Ken.
Episode's going good, and the weirdest pet I've ever owned is frogs. I used to raise tadpoles from like frog spawn to frogs, and then release them out into the woods.
You stole tadpoles.
No. He said he
if
raised.
they're in the woods,
Well, heaven forbid he purchased something.
I've weirdly also done that where like in my redneck growing up of Florida, they're like, I got a tiny pond in my backyard if you want to come get. And so we like went into this pond and like scooped up tadpoles and I raised them and they became frogs.
Yeah, we would go to the woods and we'd find frog spawn in puddles and we'd take them home and hatch them into tadpoles. And it was like a little science experiment every year. You know, you'd see them grow from eggs to like tadpoles, watch them grow legs and become frogs.
Wow. And did you name any of them? Were there any of the
You can name them, but they all look the exact same. Like the
I
first
hate when
one
that
to get
happens.
legs,
Put like
you're
like a red Sharpie on them, you know? It's like on their head.
Have you ever Sharpied
not
your
to draw on the frogs?
Okay, well.
That's definitely going to be the coolest thing in this episode.
For sure.
All right, should we go back?
Should we get back to it? Like,
Every pet that I have, I do use Sharpie as well.
Probably.
Just to mark. Even if I have one pet, I Sharpie.
Is that why OJ has just like a purple
He's
X
covered
on
in
his forehead?
tattoos, pure Sharpie.
Pet tattoos. That's a good idea.
Yeah, they do it to pigs, don't they?
I think that's called branding animals.
Right.
Yeah. No, not tattoos. More brands.
Google it. Google it.
Just Google it. Just
Google
Google
it.
it.
Let's get back to the
Let's get
episode.
back.
I think this is
Well,
enough of
shit,
the
we're in the
break.
top 3 episode, 3 tips. Now.
Let's take a breath. Thanks, everyone. We're back. We're back from the break.
I love it.
You know,
I have
you
a
heard
question.
from Jose and Keen.
Dream pet or breed of animal that you'd like?
Mancoon. I love those animals. Holy shit. First of all, they're like closets.
What? What did you say? You want to own Andrew?
He said me?
He said Andrew.
He said me? They own me?
Give me 3 sentences.
I'm not going to let myself off
say
the hook. I did describe a cat as a closet, which we're going to let that go because he described me as an animal. What's up with you, dude?
I want you as my pet.
Okay, well.
Tell me why. Look me in the eyes and tell me why you want it.
Ain't nothing but a
Why?
heartache.
Because he's just so opinionated and he's comfortable.
Yeah.
And
You know, opinions are like assholes. I do have one.
it's
I'm an asshole.
and how much could I purchase you for?
Be honest now. How much do you think? What's your word?
How much do I think I'm worth as
Yeah.
a? Oh man, that's a great question. All right, let's talk about the ROI.
We're gonna make sure you get all your shots.
For sure.
Nails are trimmed.
But let's talk about the ROI of owning me.
What's your lifespan? Like 10 to 15 years?
Probably 10 to 15 years at this point. Oh man, if you get lucky. I would say,
But you have to wear the turtleneck
yeah, I would say 7.
from starting now. Because of the conditions I'm going to
Because
keep you
of the
in.
conditions
Okay,
that
great.
I'm going to be kept in. No, I mean I'm going to cost 7 currency, whatever that means to you.
7? Are there comments?
7 currency?
Just 7 currency.
Okay, so like pesos.
Could be pesos. Could be pesos.
Your life is now mine for 7 years for 7 pesos.
There we go. What can I say? I drive a hard bargain.
All right. We'll do 5 years now. What about you? How much are you worth?
You can't afford
You're
me, baby.
literally a cat. You identify as a cat.
I would love to.
Let me ask.
Okay,
And this
okay,
this will 100% get Matt canceled when this blows up.
Okay.
The people who identify as animals, can we adopt them as pets?
Oh my God. Let's get canceled.
I don't know.
It's not a bad question.
No,
If
it's a terrible question.
Why?
But
If they identify, if they want to go through the whole cycle.
Exactly.
yeah, no, it's just terrible because I still think it's identification, not like an actual.
Oh, who's gonna get canceled now, my
be
dude?
me.
Shut up,
Because-
Steve Jobs.
because you're gonna tell them what they think they are.
Okay, well,
Fuck
you're right.
You,
You're right.
You
You're
fucking
Dude,
right-wing
you
bitch.
pretentious.
Wow, you're not a dog, Jessica. You're a person. I think Jessica gets to know whether or not she's a dog, and I think we can buy her.
It's not Jessica anymore. It's Coco.
Right, Coco, the person dog.
How about we get back into these tips?
Bernie's mountain dog was
I
my
love
answer.
it. Top 3
By the
tips,
way.
everybody. If you identify as a pet, we have adoption services that we
Let us know how much you're worth, and we'll see what we can do.
Tip number 3. Find out if you're allergic. Make sure you or your family don't have allergies towards fur or animals. If you are not sure whether you or your children are allergic to cats or dogs, spend time at your friend's house with a pet to find
Yeah,
out.
go see what makes you swell up.
Yeah, go just
That's how you learn.
Go just
That's
go
how you
just
learn.
dance around.
Go
you
lick
know?
some frogs at Kean's house and see what
straight
really
up, dude.
tickles your fancy.
Probably
Or
sell
tickles
that
your
at-
tonsils.
Yeah, you can probably sell whatever you're licking at Burning Man.
There you go.
It's gonna do well.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, find out if you're allergic, because if you're rubbing on your dog and you swell up like a balloon every time, you're gonna have to
And you're
flush
gonna run
the
up
dog
on that
down
dog.
What?
You're gonna rub up on that dog for
Right.
sure.
There's no world where you don't rub up on your pet.
There's no world, not a single.
It's
world.
consensual.
Every
Well,
time
they can't speak.
it's one
So.
of those things when
I love when you try to cuddle with your pet and he's like, "Fuck off. Get the fuck away."
My
Don't-
cat,
OJ,
my cat
I'll
uses
literally-
full
if I-
English, and
I'll
he's like,
try-
"Don't."
Literally. I'll try to pet OJ sometimes and he'll fucking swap my hand. I'm like, "Oh, really, dude? Are you paying bills?"
yeah.
I get hugs and cuddles.
I'll tell you when I want touch.
I'll tell you when I'm okay. All right, so it's fine.
I'll tell you when you're okay.
And he's like, "Fuck, I got another 7 years. Kill me now."
I wish I weren't healthy.
That's nice. Number 2, everyone, train your pet. All right. If you're thinking of getting a pet such as a cat or a dog or Andrew, pet training, obedience training, behavioral training, etc., is something that you can't miss out. One of the basic trainings is potty training, okay? There's no single guarantee method of success in potty training. You have to invest time and effort into it. Dogs, for example, need to be taught so that they will be well behaved, or they will destroy your house and leave a big mess for you to clean up. Hamsters, rabbits, birds are types of pets that don't require much training.
Can you imagine if you had to train a fucking hamster?
Dude, I had a hamster, and my mom killed it with Lysol.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about right now? You what?
I had a hamster once, and my mom killed it with Lysol.
Why? Why was that the choice? Where did she get to? What happened?
The hamster's name was Nibbles, and Nibbles was the fucking shit. And my mom walked by one day while he was out eating his food.
Okay.
And
She was like,
And she said, "I'm gonna."
and she
kill
goes,
dog."
"This cage smells," and just went.
Mom. Mom. You're using the whole can, Mom.
Like I understand. I understand me flushing a fish is not great. That fish lived a great life in the sewers and is probably the king of the sewers. This animal was gassed.
Yeah.
this animal's dead.
This is what I imagined by the end of that. Was she like squeezed its jawbones and just like made sure its mouth was open?
Made sure her mouth
Something
was
happened, and I went home, and he wouldn't.
I don't know what happened,
He would-
Alex.
and
I
he-
don't know.
And
I don't
He wouldn't come out of
know.
his little tiki hut, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And I lifted the tiki hut up, and he was just like,
And he was blue. Why does he smell so good?
Wow.
and I was like, "That doesn't. I don't
think that's right.
I don't think that's right. He doesn't normally act like that." My mom was like, "Huh?"
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what
Alex.
happened. I put the Febreze in his mouth and shot it into his eyes.
Doesn't he smell like fresh linens?
Yes, he died smelling so
So good, yeah.
Which is honestly something we can only strive
and that's
for.
the
you know?
point. And that's
That's
the
what we're
point.
trying to
That's
say.
what we're
That's
trying
what
to say is,
That's
if you're
the
going to
point.
kill your animals, make them smell
Train your
nice.
pet to let them die with
Number one
smelling
tip,
big-
everybody. Number one tip.
Get a veterinarian. Almost all pet owners.
Yeah. I think if anything, you don't know
Tip is
enough.
We're not ready for this.
Please get someone else who studies
I was
animals.
trying to
We're not ready.
slip in there.
No,
and get
there's
along.
no slipping. There's no slipping.
Get a veterinarian. If you're gonna have moms walk around like psychopaths with
Spraying
Lysol.
Febreze into animals' mouth holes.
Almost all pet owners have a veterinarian they can rely on for their pet's medical concern. Veterinarian is the first person you should approach when your pet is sick or injured.
Not Alex's mom.
Definitely not. A veterinarian, they're also important. They're an important source of information about your pet. Find yourself a trustful veterinarian before getting a pet.
It's true.
It just made me think about, you know how mob bosses in movies like can't go to regular doctors? Like, imagine a dog that couldn't like legally go to a regular vet, or like whether like a dog criminal.
Yeah, I think it was a there was a dog mafia.
Yeah, dog mob.
And you had a dog don.
Yeah, and you're like walking in. It's like we can't take this Maine Coon to the regular vet. We gotta, and they're like, oh, move the China. We gotta do surgery. Take these bullets out of this cat.
The cat was in the mafia.
So, dog don, dog doc.
Let him live.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Meow.
There it was. Fuck, that was it. I tried.
Wearing that hat was.
I want to see that.
Meow.
Wow, that's very good. That's really good.
That's it. Well, actually, I have one more pet story, and it's a
Jesus
Christmas. It's
Christ.
a Christmas miracle.
Okay.
It's a Christmas miracle. Do you want to hear it? We have time.
I feel like we
have
don't have.
We have time. A Christmas miracle.
Should we
Hold
hold?
your hand. Hold your hands.
Yeah, tell the story.
So, my English Mastiff, when I was, we got her when I was in preschool, and she passed away when I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
Damn.
It felt like losing a sibling at the time.
For sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But a couple years before her passing, she hurt her back leg, and I don't know what happened, but one day, it was like a couple days before Christmas, right? All right, let go of my hands.
No, we're here now.
No, we're done. Let go of my hands. A couple days before
Somebody's
Christmas.
not comfortable.
A couple days before Christmas, my dad woke up to hearing this English Mastiff just like crying, right? And she had a bed downstairs in the living room, and that's where she was. And just crying, and he went down there, and she did something to her spine, and she was paralyzed, right? And she kind of peed on herself, and it was a whole thing, and he was like, fuck, I gotta take her to the vet right now. Goes to the vet, and the vet was like, yeah, we have to do literal surgery on this dog, or I don't know, like her spine, like I guess a couple, like, you know, she was messed up, she was paralyzed. And he was like, and she was older, she was old, and he was like, I'm not gonna pay $50,000, so unfortunately, I think we got to put her down. This is very sad. And he was like, and the vet was like, okay, sure. And, you know, and this was like Christmas Eve, right? And Christmas morning, me and my little brother come down, and we're like, her name was Sandy, right? And we're like, where's Sandy? And my dad's like, she had an accident last night, and we had to put her down at the vet, and it's very sorry, like, this is what it was. And it was the saddest Christmas ever, right? And we open presents, we're crying, it's a whole thing. And then we get a phone call, and my dad's like, hello? And it's the vet, and he's like, hey, you gonna come pick your dog up? And my dad's like, no, why, what am I gonna, like, did you cremate her? Like, what's going on? Like, whatever. And he's like, no, I took your dog for a walk this morning, she's fine. And my dad's like, what? The same dog that I brought to you, like, last night that was, like, paralyzed? And he's like, yeah, like, your dog's fine. It's okay. I injected steroids into, like, her spine, and she's good to go. She's okay. And my dad's like...
what, did she just, like,
and
have
my
to
dad's
shit?
like, and my dad's like, what? And he's like, okay. And he goes, picks her up, and lets her out at the top of the driveway when we were playing outside on the front lawn, and just... full-on sprints towards me and my brother. And we're like, oh, my God, we thought you were dead, blah, blah, blah. On Christmas. It was a Christmas miracle. I don't know how much my dad paid for the steroid shot, but
I don't know.
It was a blessing, and it was cool.
Alex,
it was one of the greatest Christmas stories I've ever had growing up.
Alex, I don't think I never thought I'd ever have to explain the definition of miracle to anyone ever before, because that's not it, my guy. That's just awful. That's just...
Thank you, everyone, for watching the Men of Doozy podcast.
I thought she was dead, and she wasn't. As a kid, it was
We're so sorry.
As
We're
a kid,
so
my parents
sorry.
told me my dog was dead, but she wasn't. It was a Christmas miracle to me as a kid. And then I learned the logistics of it afterwards.
You know what would have been a miracle? That not happening. Just maybe not, like, going back and wishing for that to... Thanks for coming to this episode, guys. Appreciate coming.
Wait, Kian, what do you think about this?
That story was wild.
Yes! That is the correct response.
I was like, why are we talking about your dog dying on Christmas? That's horribly sad
Yes!
for a podcast. And then it took a turn.
And then it took a turn. She was alive, and there was so much joy.
I'm glad. So glad we could end this podcast in a reasonable time. Actually, no, hold up.
It was
got
a
a story for you.
Christmas miracle.
Let me fuck your entire day up, my guys. I'm glad she was alive. How much longer did she live for?
She died the same day. As she ran to us, she had a heart attack and passed out in the front line. No, just...
Don't answer the question. Thank you, everyone, for watching the Men of Doozy podcast. Please comment what your favorite tip was and share this episode with everyone you know.
We are on all social media, and audio platforms, just all of them.
If there's something that you want to learn about and have us teach you about what we learn about it, let us know. We'll see you next episode.
Hey, bye Botticelli.
Bye, Botticelli's, everybody.
They're not going to kill your animal.
And just remember, Christmas miracles are out there.
Go home!
Just believe.
Please leave the YouTube wherever you are.
Crocodile!